time to shine. He got it. Splash. And that will put some gauze on it. They were having a lot of fun, dipping it off to each other. The dunks were happening, just a good time. And welcome inside Renaissance High School, where tonight we've got a dandy. It's Detroit King on the road to take on Renaissance for what most think will be the regular season title. Rob Murphy, a native PSLer in his own right, former state champion. And Rob, look, you've seen these two programs, you've seen the competitiveness, and you've seen how they compete. An opportunity for Renaissance. How big is this for them in their home gym?
Yeah, this is huge. There's nothing more important than protecting your home floor. Coach White has done a really good job building this program. Now in year 7 is payoff time. He has 3 perimeter guys that are really good, obviously, Stone, Sigmund, and Malachi Jackson, who's really, really good. Those 3 guys can really score in bunches. So we're looking forward to a great battle tonight and see what they can do by protecting their home floor.
Both coaches really talked about intensifying their pressure on each other's guard play. We know about the guards you mentioned for Renaissance. Now you've got the King guard and Kilgore that went off last time. How will they shut Kilgore down and the big inside and Marion Knott?
Well, Kilgore's really good from outside. He can knock down 3-point shots, but I think we can't forget about Knott because he's a Draymond Green type of player, as Coach Ward explained to us. But also you have Floyd, who's a really good point guard as well for King that can make things happen, and you also have Jones, who can make plays off the bounce as well. So the perimeter matchups for both these teams will be great. They'll be competitive. I know it's cold outside, but both these teams can heat it up pretty quickly.
They sure can. Snow falling down. Glad to have coverage for you here as we take a timeout and we come back to Renaissance. Both head coaches talked to us before the ball game. We'll have that right after this. You're watching the Preps coverage right here from Detroit Renaissance. Welcome back here on the Prep as we get set for Renaissance and King. The man hosting this game tonight is the head coach of Renaissance, John D. White, joins us now. First off, this has been a 3-0 regular season for you thus far.
Yes, sir.
A win tonight gets you the regular season PSL title. How important is that?
I think it's very important, basically put us in the driver's seat, and we control our own destiny. We continue to get better and win out. We'll definitely win the Blue Division. In hopes to, get the #1 seed in the PSL playoffs. So I think it's just huge, for how we've been building over the past 7 years. It's just trying to get Renaissance back to the upper echelon of the PSL.
You bring a lineage of championships from your days with Nate Oates, your days at Southfield Christian, and you've had some success along the way. What's the one ingredient that you see in this team that makes you believe that they can make a run for the Breslin?
I just think they bought into our old motto, nothing is given, everything is earned. You work for what you want. So the guys every day, they just try to get better. They have embraced it. They embrace the system, the culture that we're trying to build here at Detroit Renaissance. And, a lot of people look at our record, but they don't understand that the strength of schedule and the tough schedule that we play is just preparing them for the playoffs.
Renaissance has played 3 games out of state in a challenging schedule. 5-5, the record doesn't quite tell the story. Your guards tell a lot of the story, and they're going to tell the end of the story this year of how it's going to be written. Some dynamic guards, and Jordan Sigmund and Lance Stone, Mr. PSL from a year ago. And I know there's more, but those 2 have headlined your team this year. How happy are you with your guard play?
I'm very happy with them. They just, like I said, they continue to get better. Jordan Sigmund, they high major guards, very skilled, very poised, and I love the way they continue to mature each and every day, and they push their teammates and try to pull their teammates, along or up to where they're at as far as the recruiting and things like that, So I'm excited about, how the season can end.
This is a game tonight with big implications, as we stated. It's King, the opponent, and what do we expect to see from King, and what do you know about their program?
We know George Ward, man. He always going to have his guys playing tough. They're going to be tough. They're going to be hard-nosed. They're going to play defense. They're going to be very scrappy. So we have to match their intensity from the start. You know, you can't afford to get behind on a team like King early. You know, so you have to just come out, you know, swinging. And, you know, hopefully, you know, at the end of the game, the chips fall where they may, and we'd be victorious.
We saw in your game against Country Day, a win earlier this year, that you guys really increased the defensive pressure after that dynamic offense was really buzzing. How much of that energy is real that it can transfer to both the defensive end as well from offense?
I think it's both. You know, it's transferable because the guys, they understand their defense can create offense. You know, the better defense you can play, the more transition opportunities you get. You know what I'm saying? The more offensive touches you get, and I think that's one of our go-tos.
It's snowing outside. It's cold, but, man, it's going to be a little warm in here because we got a big ball game. All the best tonight. Thanks for having us in, and we'll catch up with you after the ball game.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, there he is, John D. White.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Joining us, the bench boss of Renaissance in his 7th year, looking to capture the regular season title in the PSL. We continue on the Preps pregame coverage of Detroit Renaissance and Detroit King right after this. Welcome back to the Preps pregame coverage of Detroit King and Detroit Renaissance, and we're here with the bench boss of the Crusaders, George Ward Jr.
How you doing?
And this has been your home. I mean, you've been other places, but King has become a home for you.
Yeah.
I know it's special, but you've been here now long enough with your tenure where this has been a comfortable home for you, and you've had great success. How have you done it?
Well, we just say what we do every day really takes care of the wins and losses. We've got a great group of young men that come in every year. Not the most talented all the time. We don't get the best 8th grades or anything like that. But I think what we do every day, the hard work, the discipline, the accountability, the teaching of young men about the intangibles of life translates over to the court. And we've been able to do some good things, man. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad Crusader Nation loves me. And, we're looking forward to having a few more good years.
A chance today to share perhaps the regular season PSL title. And I know there's more after that.
Yeah.
But how much does that mean to you and your kids?
Well, it just shows the consistency. When you talk about having a program, you can't be good 1 year, 2 years, and then drop down. So we always talk about sustained excellence, right? And on our practice jerseys, we say championship culture. And obviously, as you know, I created a company called Championship Culture. So I think the culture is set, and what it says is that we're always in the race. And, it's kind of funny. I almost feel disrespected when people ask in the summer or in the fall, how are you guys going to be? The numbers may change, the faces may change, but the program is the program, man. We're going to always be right there. I don't care who suits up tonight. We're going to be right there.
Let's talk about some of the headliners this year. Drew Floyd, one of your guards. Derek Kilgore, our G of the game last time out. Marion Knott, the big guy. These guys, Stephen Jones, I know there's others, but this is a team that is young.
Yeah.
No seniors. One senior,
really,
perhaps.
Yeah.
And that's it. This is young guys. You're going to get to work with them another year and more.
Absolutely.
What does that mean to you?
Well, what it means is we should be in the thick of everything for the next 12 to 18 months. We should really be where we want to be. And I think the biggest thing for the guys is, last year, we did fairly well. We had a decent record. We were right there. But I think that experience from last year has helped us out. And I think even now having the schedule that we always kind of play helps us in the long run. And so, the young guys are getting better. And I always tell them, I say, hey, I'm going to treat you like you're in college now. You've been with me for a year, 2 years. Now let's get after it. So you'll see some improvement today. And after the day, you'll see some improvement with us in, come playoff time too.
What do you see in your opponent tonight in Detroit Renaissance led by John D. White?
Well, as talented a team as you'll find, especially in the backcourt. Obviously they got the dynamic duo, but they got a kid that can shoot the skin off the rock as well. So in Malachi. So, we understand what we're up against, but I do understand this, and they understand it too, that we're probably going to defend them better than, most people do. We're going to have our own way of defending them. We're going to get after a man-to-man a little bit, and we're going to make Lance shoot over the top. One of his greatest attributes is his ability to see the floor.
Yeah.
That's what's going to make him a real great college basketball player, the fact that he can see the floor very well, and he's tough as nails. So when you look at those three guys, and they got some younger guys too on the interior, we're going to make them play, and we're going to kind of give them something that they haven't really seen a lot of. And we're going to throw the sucker inside. We're going to see if we can play a little backyard basketball and throw this thing in the paint a little bit to kind of slow them down. But, what a great matchup. It's snowy. It's January. It's Friday. And we're at Detroit Renaissance, who probably have, they probably have the best backcourt in the state of Michigan. Yeah. So we're looking forward to it.
Lastly, how about the podcast? I always enjoy with you and Raphael. You do a great job.
I appreciate it.
Chance to plug it. And what do we have to look forward to coming up?
Well, you know what? We've been doing Truth-Telling Tuesdays, as we call it.
Okay.
And we try to, some of the things that have been said over the weekend, whether it's sports or politics or whatever, we try to give our perspective on it and tell the truth. At least it's our own truth. And, me and Raph have been doing this thing, man. You look at it, we're 54 now. So we've been 40 years into the game, man, debating, arguing, and kind of thinking that we know everything anyway. So, we've been doing that, and we've got a big issue, a big episode coming up. We're going to do a podcast on child support, on friendly court, and the effects that it's had on the city of Detroit and inner cities all across the country and on the family. So we're looking forward to it, and we just try to educate our people. And we just really try to educate all the people out here, and so they can understand from our perspective what we see and how we can help this community. When you look at it, the basketball world is kind of a microcosm of the world. We try to help the basketball community, and we try to help this state as well. So we're just trying to play our part a little bit.
Keep up the great work for young men and women across the city, across the state.
Come on, what else are we going to do,
man?
Yep. You're doing a hell of a job. I tell you what, man. I think you've been working out. You've been working out with Murph. You've been working out with Murph, man. I feel bad sitting up here.
I got to work hard to get in that basement. I want to get in that basement
Chad,
on
listen,
that podcast. And I see what selections you got there behind that bar now.
Hey, you got it. We can pour you a nice glass.
I'll pretend I like a stogie too.
No, you got to do it. You got to do it.
George Ward Jr., King Crusaders leader, bench boss, and we're looking forward to more in the pregame. Thanks so much.
Hey, man, appreciate you.
Thank
See
you
in the playoffs, Chad.
You bet. Back with more after this.
All right. Appreciate it.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
First, life gives us many. From buying your first car or first home to starting a business, Alliance Catholic Credit Union is here for you every step of the way. From checking and savings accounts and youth accounts to auto loans, mortgages, business needs, and financial planning. A full-service financial institution with over 70 years of experience. We're committed to serving your firsts, seconds, 50ths, and every day in between. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
Welcome back, Chad and Rob with you from Renaissance High School on Outer Drive. It's King versus Rennie, and this is for the regular season PSL title. It could be a split, a three-way, or Renaissance could win it outright. They're 3-0 and the only undefeated team in the PSL Blue. Let's meet the visitors tonight from Detroit King High School, the Crusaders, led by George Ward, 54 years old, and he's got a squad he likes. Drew Floyd, the point guard at 5'10", a junior. Gabriel Hawkins, also a guard. He's a shooter at 6'1". Stephen Jones, Division I prospect, 6'3". Rob featured him in the Open. He's a good one, and he's a pivotal player tonight. Derek Kilgore Jr. was our G of the game. He is a junior. He's 6'2", and he is a big-time scorer. Marion Knott is the big, and he's recovered nicely from his injury. 6'4", he's a junior, and he will man the middle for George Ward Jr. Detroit King 9-2 on the year, and got a win over Groves. And they lost to their rival Detroit Cass Tech earlier this year. So let's meet the home team, the Renaissance Phoenix, 5-5 on the year, but a perfect 3-0 in their league. They played a tough non-conference. Lance Stone is Mr. PSL from a year ago. Headed to Detroit Mercy. Big-time scorer and assist man, and he's about a 50 or so assist away from breaking the state record in assist. Malachi Jackson, a 3-and-D guy. A big-time shooter when he can get going. Jordan Sigmund, an Alabama offer, highly touted guy, went for 33 in a game Rob and I did against Country Day. Jaden Miller, kind of that wild card guy Rob will talk about more. He really likes him. And then the big guy in the middle is Brandon Flint. The head coach, John D. White, in his 7th season, the pride of Bishop Borges High School. We bring in Rob Murphy, and Murph, you know about big-time PSL battles. This one's for almost all the marbles. There's still a PSL championship to be played. What are your thoughts on this matchup between these two prize programs?
Yeah, well, I'm excited to be here to watch it and call it, Chad. Coach White, we talked about it in the beginning, he did a really good job of building this program. They haven't lost at home this year, which is important. You got to protect your home floor. On the flip side of that, King is playing really good basketball, and these young guys have come a long way. And Coach George Ward has never lost in this building. So for them to be undefeated this year, talking about the Phoenix, and Coach Ward never losing in this building, something's going to give here tonight in the next 32 minutes. So we should have a barn burner as this thing gets heated up.
That's right. They've responded after the loss to Cass Tech by 12 points on the 17th of December with 5 straight wins, including impressive wins over Groves, Saginaw United, and others. We're underway. Detroit King basketball left to right. Big Marion Knott missed it from short range. No, check that. That's big Tyler Hunter, the 6'8 center. Back the other way. Sigmund puts it up. Couldn't get it to go down. Fast pace to start. Stephen Jones the other way. Counted and a foul. That's Stephen Jones at 6'3", and the junior with a first score tonight.
Yeah, well, that was great transition offense. They were able to get a stop at the other end. Pushed it up really quickly. Jones was able to get to the basket. Coach Ward talked about his starts. He's getting off the slow starts, and he wanted him to be aggressive. So that was a really aggressive move to get them settled in here tonight with their first 2 points.
Division I kid, UAD, Central Michigan, others. George Ward says, look, we need him to score more here, but we think he's a point guard at the next level. Renaissance basketball, 95-65. They had their biggest win of the year against Detroit Cass Tech. Missed shot from the left wing, and here comes King looking for more, +3. There's a steal up the other way. Hop, skip, jump through is through, and that is Jordan Sigmund in the open court in transition.
Yeah, Sigmund's really good in that situation. Good Euro step, great finish. The turnover from defense to offense is what led to that bucket. Have to be careful giving these guys easy opportunities to get them going.
There's a glasser in the paint from Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones 5, Renaissance 2. Lance Stone, Mr. PSL from a year ago. Headed to UAD Mercy to play for Mark Montgomery. And we've got a clock malfunction, and we can help that. We're about a minute into this game further than the clock and scoreboard operator. He's a good scoreboard operator. We've worked with him in several PSL championships. Don't blame that man. 5-2 early. What have you noticed?
A lot of transition, a couple missed layups, a couple turnovers as well. But big thing for King is that Stephen Jones is getting loose early, and that's what Coach Ward had called for all season.
Lance Stone, high on the right. Lance, 20 points on the road in Indiana against 21st Century. And Renaissance's comeback attempt. Missed three, stick back good. And that's the big Brandon Flint with a putback.
Yeah, King has to do a better job rotating on that screen roll. They took the big out of the paint. Stone was able to penetrate. They were able to get a good shot, but they also created a second chance opportunity, and the big was nowhere in position to rebound. They have to be careful.
Offensive foul, and that's on the big boy. That is Perry. Tyler Hunter, rather. My bad. Got Damian Perry in my head.
Yeah, that's the principal.
The principal, yeah.
That's the principal of King.
Yes. Wanted to get him in the game somehow. Glasser no good. That's Lance Stone doing what he does well, Rob, attacking and getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, well, he's the quickest guard in the state. He has the ability to go by his man, but anytime you put him in screen and roll action, you're definitely going to have an advantage. And you see here, he comes off the flat screen, he goes downhill. Thought it was solid defense from Jones that time, but Stone was able to get to the basket and draw the foul.
What do you think about a guard a bit undersized in Lance Stone? How successful can he be at the next level, and what kind of guy does he remind you of?
Well, it's very rare at that size that you even get to the Division I level, but because he has ability to shoot long range, he's super quick, he has a great feel for the game, that'll help. We saw Earl Boykins, in the early 90s do a really good job of dominating, scoring, and passing the ball at EMU. He's that type of guard where he can make an impact at the Division I level.
Interception by Flint, kick to the corner, three ball, Splash City. Jaden Miller pops it.
Miller is the unsung hero in most cases, Chad. You talk about these three perimeter guys for Renaissance, but he does all the dirty work. He hits shots at the best times when they mostly need it, and he rebounds, defends, he does a lot, so it's good to see him hit that shot.
6-0 run for the Phoenix. Big boy in the paint, shot up short. That's Tyler Hunter at 6'8", the sophomore. Back the other way, Sigma to the rack. And defending was Derek Kilgore Jr. to pop it out of bounds.
It was 5-2 at one point, and you look up a minute later and it's 8-5. That lets you know how much scoring power and how well they can get the ball up in transition and be effective.
Lance Stone, one of the leaders in that category, misses long there. Lance went for 16 against 21st Century, went for 20 against Country Day. We did both games here on the Prep. But a little different today. The intensity of this PSL Blue regular season game that will decide who wins the regular season title. That's a 5-second call. And that's the pesky Phoenix defense, something they're looking to continue to pressure tonight.
Yeah, they don't want to let the Crusaders get comfortable in their building, which is great. They're putting a lot of pressure on them. The Crusaders were able to score early because of those turnovers, but now that Renaissance is settled in and getting back into their half-court defense, they're doing a really good job of closing out with high hands and moving their feet.
3 turnovers in the game. As Rob mentioned, for King, that's the difference. Renaissance yet to turn it over. Lance Stone high on the left. His father, of course, the former head coach at River Rouge. Left corner, Splash City. Malachi Jackson, 3 and D. This is a lights-out shooter and a big part of what they do, Rob.
Yeah, big-time player, underrated, doesn't get a lot of credit because Sigmund and Stone gets a lot of the notoriety, but he's just as good and just as effective. Good to see him knock one down early. 9-0
run for Rennie, who once trailed 5-2. Double team to the big boy, doesn't matter. That's Tyler Hunter. Remember the name. He's 6'8", he's a 10th grader, and George Ward knows he needs to coach him up, and he'll continue to do that here.
Yeah, well, that was a really good patience in the paint type of move. They've made a conscious effort to get him the basketball. He caught the ball there, right block, was able to spin back. Nice touch off the glass, as you see there. Really effective big man.
Boy, if they can get him going. We have not seen Marion Knott. Oh, well, he is out there. King went a little bigger than we thought. Sigmund to the hole, draws the foul against the aforementioned Marion Knott. And they're attacking the bigs early.
Well, I give Coach White a lot of credit. He's continuing to put the big fella in screen roll situations. He's bringing them out the paint so you don't have a rim protector. And their guards are so good, they've been able to create opportunity for themselves or kickouts simply because they're putting the big in a pick and roll situation and he can't protect the paint.
I know you like Jordan Sigmund. He's got an offer from Nate Oates in Alabama. What do you like about his game?
He's just a crafty lefter. Puts me in the mind of like a Patino Mobley type of player. Can really shoot it from deep. Has really good handle. And he has a great understanding of the game. He's one of those three-level scorers we talk about. He can lay it in, he can float it, he can pull it up, and he can shoot it from three-point range as well. So really good player, has a bright future.
Balanced scoring early for Renaissance in this game. They've got 3 guys with 3 points as we get another look at the reach-in. Stone didn't love the call.
Yeah, got to be careful there if you're Floyd dribbling into a trap area when they're in their 2-2-1. Really good job by Renaissance. They bailed him out with a foul.
Not down the avenue, and the big boy's going to get rewarded with 2. The rip and drive from Marion Knott. That knee looks just fine, Rob.
Yeah, that was a really good rip and drive there, going right, getting to a strong hand. I like his patience today. They've made a conscious effort to get the ball in the Hunter to start the game. And he's had to kind of just, get his in the flow in most games. But now that Coach Ward dialed up his number, he seems to score. He was able to rip and get to the line.
Knott had a dislocated ankle in October. It tore a tendon, but his recovery has been impressive, and it's been rapid. Smart, tough leader. George Ward Jr. likes the big fella. Splits the pair. We got a 4-point game with 3:30 left in the first quarter. Thanks for watching on the Prep. Baseline dribble drive. Gino Bealey pass to the corner. Long corner left, jump shot fresh. That's Jordan Sigmund with a signature Sigmund jumper.
Yeah, master of the mid-range there. He's great at pulling up, creating some space with the dribble. He has such a quick release, and he gets off his feet pretty quickly. It's hard to even contest the shot.
Press up to Steven. Knott will back it out. Now King will look to post. Couple of bigs out there. Knott size advantage against Stone. Here comes the double. Kick right corner. Open shooter short. And Rennie covers it up and gets the ball right to left.
Right idea from Knott to penetrate, see the open man, and hit him for a 3. Just wasn't able to deliver.
Miller missed the runner. Tough luck miss. And here comes Drew Floyd, the junior point guard. Lob to the big boy. 6'8". Left hand laying good. That's fancy footwork from Tyler Hunter, the sophomore center.
Impressive move from the big fella Chad there. Wiggle with his right, drop step, and put the ball inside as we see Stone here come and get an and one to settle Renaissance back in. But really good move from the big fella on the other end. A lot of patience there, but they continue to bring Hunter out, and he's outside of that paint. Coach Ward and the Crusaders are going to have to figure out how to leave him back in that paint for rim protection. Ever since they brought him out to start the game, Renaissance has been effective executing their offense.
That's his second foul as well. So he will check out. No, he will not. They'll have another substitution. Gabriel Hawkins will check in. And free throw for Lance Stone. And the and one. So count it.
Yeah, you got to be careful if you're here. If you're the Crusaders here, it's a 7-point game. You're closing out this first quarter. You got 2 minutes left. You got to figure out how to close this quarter out as we see someone on the Renaissance side get a technical foul.
It looked like they're going to get Alfonso Harris Jr., I believe, on the tee, and I don't know what happened. Try to get another look. John White wants an explanation. Meanwhile, a free throw or 2 will be shot. Stephen Jones, line right, and he sinks the first. We didn't see much, but it was a verbal thing. We know that. King splits the pair, 6-point game, 2:12 left. And John White says, come on now. In a rivalry like this, you're calling tees like that?
It's disappointing because Coach White and his Phoenix have the momentum right now. Being up 7 at that point, you don't want to give King any extra points to stop your run or your momentum to close out this quarter.
Jones set up, right corner. Air ball that pops out to Jaden Miller. Sigmund around Hunter, lost it out of bounds. Back to the Crusaders, who collapsed just enough.
It has to feel good to be able to get to any spot on the floor when you're a player. Sigmund is really good at getting to a spot. Very difficult to stay in front of. Fortunately there, he didn't get the call, but the ball just went out of bounds. But it's hard to stay in front of him, Chad. It's not many people in the state that has the ability to get to any spot they want to with that level of quickness.
He just seems to glide there, too, effortlessly. Impressive to watch. Lance Stone against Derek Kilgore Jr. Lance with a pass, shot, short, under the rim from Harris. Attack the other way, Steven to the rim. Too firm. Rennie with a run out, and that's a travel. So a couple of boo-boos for Alonzo Harris Jr., the productive sophomore. And here's another look at his travel here. Got a little excited, Rob.
Yeah, Flint needed to either back that out or hit Jackson on the kick up, but you can't give it to a big or a forward in that area. They're not used to handling the ball under that type of circumstance, so he traveled with the ball. That was a mistake by Flint, though.
So who would you yell at in that situation? The guy who passed it
Flint,
to him?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he has to know better. And then he had Jackson streaking as well up the left wing.
How about that balance? That's Miller on a fine feed from Lance Stone. And with a minute left, it's up to an 8-point lead. This is their largest.
Now, these guys are quick in transition. They score over half their points in transition. And when they're getting up and down the floor here at home, it can be really tough for you to recover.
That's Kilgore. He scratches the surface in the final minute. He was the big-time performer in the ball game we did earlier this year against Saginaw United. Lance Stone behind the back. Miller for three. Oh, you can't miss that one. 3-on-1 the other way. Steven lays it in. Note that series. It's a 4-point game, 20 seconds left in the first.
Yeah, very tough missed layup. Anytime you miss a layup or an easy shot, it usually leads to transition. Great job from Steven getting down the floor and laying that ball in.
Stone with 9 seconds lost it off his shoe, but there's a foul called. And they're going to get Braylon Stinson, the reserve point guard that checked in, with a foul. He says, what did I do?
That was a really good drive by Stone. That was definitely a foul. Great effort on D to get back in front to cut him off, but that was definitely a foul. Renaissance, though, has to be careful. They've done a really good job in their half-court defense. The big fella, Hunter, has been able to score with patience, but for the most part, King has scored all their points in transition. You have to get back and not continue to get these guys easy buckets and confidence to get comfortable here on your home floor.
Both free throws are down. 6-point game, 8 seconds left. King's got to hustle. No fouls to give for Renaissance. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and Kilgore lays it in on the attack. It's a 4-point game. How about that finish?
Yeah, that was a great finish. And again, all King's points have continued to come in transition. That was just another example of them getting an easy layup to keep this game close.
Come on back for the second. We got a dandy on this snowy night in Detroit. We're the Prep. Thanks for watching. The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
That's John White, the head coach in his 7th year. And John does a lot of things, also the senior pastor at King of Kings International Church and the current dean of students for culture at Detroit Renaissance. He's had a good run, formerly of Bishop Borgess, where they won a state title in 1987. Played at Eastern Kentucky, was a captain, 2-year starter, played some pro ball, and also founded the company The Black Athlete and wrote a book. John's done some great things, and he's got some great ties as well and some good mentors. Nate Oates is one of them, and he spent some time with him at Romulus.
Well, he's done a really good job of building this program back up from the ground up. He's obviously, you mentioned being a mentor man, but he's a really good coach. But this program has had some great history as well, with Ricky Paulding being one of the greatest players to play here, Malik Harrison, Joe Crawford, Marcus Stout. These guys won some state championships in the early 2000s, and the program kind of went down and struggled, and it's been trying to be revived, and he's got it where it needs to be moving forward.
Sure does. 3 cracks at it, and Miller sees to it that there's a reward. 4 state championships as well, we should note, as an assistant coach at Southfield Christian. Here's another look.
A really good drive there, kind of a bailout type of foul. Miller always finds himself in the right place at the right time, Chad, and he does it on both ends of the floor. Not sure how he gets up and down the floor as quickly as he does, but he keeps up with these 3 very quick guards, and he makes an impact on both ends of the floor.
He's that skilled glue guy that you look for, right? It's nice to have a glue guy, but when a glue guy can score a little bit too.
Yeah, anytime you can get production from a player where you do not have to throw them the ball, it's always a plus. They don't run any plays for him, but you'll look up at the box score, and at the end of the game, he's close to 20, and he's made a huge impact on the game.
He's already made one here. It's a 4-point game. A little bit of a press here. What kind of press we looking at?
That's a 1-2-2. They go back man, try to get you to speed up or take a quick shot or even turn it over. And as you can see there, the frantic play from King. Sometime when the team is pressing, you have to get it to the middle to attack. But if not, there's nothing wrong with backing it out, being patient, and running your offense.
King patient enough to get a foul called by their foe tonight, the Phoenix of Detroit Renaissance. 5-5 on the year, 3-0. Big boy down low, spinning and twirling and putting on a ballerina show. Tyler Hunter coming to life and growing up before our very eyes.
Yeah, has good hands, Chad, good feet, can move very well, understands positioning on the floor. He's had patience in the paint, so he's been, taught by Coach Ward and the staff, and I think with the game experience all year, he's continued to get better.
That's the 3rd foul, Rob, on Stephen Jones. That's a big one. And George Ward's going to have to go get him. 2-point game. The Phoenix led by as many as 8 with a minute to go. Lance Stone with a kick. Right corner 3. Splash City. That is Alfonso Harris Jr. with a bit of redemption for the sophomore.
Again, that was ball screen action. Stone was able to get into the paint. Hunter, the big, stayed solid in the paint, but that was his man who caught the basket and was able to get that open 3. But it all started with the screen and roll action and these guards making really good decisions.
Jones with an and one through the pressure from Jackson. And this has been the best man on the floor for the black and gold, Stephen Jones at 6'3", the Division I prospect.
Yeah, he's been aggressive from start to now, and this is something that Coach Ward has been asking from him all season, to get off to a really good start. And because of his production, King is right where they need to be here early in the second quarter.
They just keep answering back when the lead gets to 4, 6, 7. Here's a look at the power move by Jones. Took it himself.
Very competitive atmosphere. Both teams know what's on the line. Both of them want to win championships, and this will be an early indicator of who will bring home that regular season championship.
Jones will have to check out. Lance Stone rattles one in from 16.5. And that bumps the lead up to 4 with 5.5 to go until the break.
Yeah, Stone has been getting off the slow starts and being patient throughout the season, but he's been pretty aggressive here in this first half, whether it's been creating for others or from himself. He's off to a really good start.
Shot, no good. Second chance opportunity. Stepped on the end line. And the ball will go back. Gabriel Hawkins wears size 13 shoes. Wishing he had size 11 puppies here. What size shoe you wear?
I wear a 9.5, Chad.
That's nice.
Yeah, not too big, not too small. It's almost perfect, especially for my height.
Dig it. High on the left, Lance Stone. Rip, drive, attack, and finds it off the rim. Steven with a rebound. Reddy's had some tough luck misses.
Yeah, they have. They're getting to the paint, though. Those will eventually start to fall. I haven't seen them miss that many shots in this building either. They're usually like on fire. But they've missed quite a few, but I'm sure they'll continue to shoot those shots, and they'll sooner or not they'll go down.
Drew Floyd scratches the surface with his first points, attacking the rim. The junior point guard. And we got a foul on the floor. Here's another look at it.
Little feet get tangled up there, but it was a good drive by Sigmund to get into the middle of that defense to cause some havoc to get into that scoring area.
4 team fouls. Next foul is 2 shots. Another 3 try. This from Harris, no good. And King cleans it up. Your steal by Lance. Kick to the corner. That's Kilgore. And that's long. And the rebound ripped off by Jordan Webley, who's checked in off the bench. Sigmund, who's been quiet in this second quarter. Sigmund in this game has 5 points. But that was early. We got a tie-up, and that means it's going the other way. And King with a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Murph?
What the Crusaders defense does, it kind of frustrates you, Chad. It irritates you. They continue to pressure you where you have to make good decisions. They're physical, they're aggressive, they don't mind fouling. As long as you're not in the bonus, Coach Ward wants you to kind of be physical and be tough and make sure that these guys are really thinking about them at all times. So they stayed in the game because Renaissance is forcing shots under pressure. They're missing a lot of shots, and King is able to come down and get some things early in transition.
Chance to tie it again. Stephen Jones out of this game right now in foul trouble. Jones has 3 fouls to go with his 13 points. See how this King bench can do it. Feed the big boy, Tyler Hunter. He says, I don't want it. He's got the size advantage. And now the drive. Drew Floyd to the rack. Off the glass, no. But Drew gets a chance to go to the line and tie this game up for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Drew does a really good job of getting to the rim now, getting his body into the defender and getting the ball up on the glass. And he's really quick, too. Drew Floyd is, he has some speed, really quick feet. He can break down your defense, and that's what happened there.
King riding a 5-game winning streak. Their last win came against Denby 3 days ago. They won that contest by 25 points. Some notable wins, Kalamazoo Central. King knocked them off in their first game in 2025 by 10. They knocked off Avondale by 10, Saginaw by 3, and Groves, their best win, 75-70 in Birmingham. Chance for Floyd to tie this thing up. Renaissance led by 8 with 1 minute to go in the first. We stay on level. Sigmund stuck on 5 points. Stone, a guy that wants to score but can also set people up like that. Miller on the reversal. Couldn't get it. Kilgore lost it. Thanks to Miller, who says, that's my pill. A relentless pursuit. He gets free throws.
Yeah, Miller, again, is always in the right place at the right time. He missed a shot, but trying to figure out how to get his team a second chance opportunity. He was able to get that steal, now get it up on the rim, get fouled, and get to the line to extend this lead.
Well, we saw a dandy last night, the arena between #1 in the country, IMG, and Orchard Lake St. Mary's, the state champ from a year ago. Some high-level basketball.
What was impressive is, it was a star-studded event and the lights were bright. And the 2 guys that were supposed to show up, they showed up big, Chad, meaning Trey McKinney and Darius Akoff. I hadn't seen a game like that in quite some time, especially at the high school level here in the state of Michigan.
Yeah.
Those guys performed. They put on a show, and it was a really good game, a really good ran-well event as well.
Yeah. 5-point win for the nation's top team, IMG, but it wasn't without a fight. St. Mary's had an 11-point lead at one point in that game. There's a steal. Kilgore lost it off a spring in the floor. Lance Stone, a spring on the court. And the reverse lay-in with some English. And it's a 4-point bump and a timeout on the floor.
Defense to offense that time, they were able to get a turnover, and Stone was able to get to the rim in probably about 3 seconds. Push the ball up, nice Euro step, nice scoop finish there. King has to be careful closing out this half. They got 2:37 left, but they got 3 of their bench players in the game. Kilgore tried to go one-on-one and do it on his own, but they have to find some patience here and make sure they execute with this group in so Renaissance don't close with a flurry.
Stone with 10 points in this game. Jones with 13 for King. 4-point lead for the home team, trying to clinch the regular season perhaps. Tough luck roll for the road Crusaders. Phoenix with a stop. Open 3, right wing, Malachi Jackson just pops out of there.
And that was a really good shot. Not sure why he was left that wide open, being a great shooter that he is, but really good shot.
Nice setup for Latrell Holman, who comes in off the bench. Good looking play to cut the lead in half.
Yeah, they needed that bucket. Hadn't scored in a minute and a half, but it was good to see that one go down. Now they get the turnover here, and they'll push and get something positive.
It's a foul on the floor. We'll see if they get him going up for a shot or not. No, they won't. Ball out of bounds, baseline right. I think it's the right call as we look back at this ill-advised pass.
Yeah, Sigmund left his feet to shoot that basketball. The guy who's cutting to the basket or rolling should have his eye on the basketball if it's in flight for a shot or if it's becoming a pass, but he has to know his personnel as well. That guy was going in there to rebound the ball and, you know, understanding who he's playing with, and Sigmund usually takes that shot, so why not take it? But again, King stepped up and forced that error because they closed out with high hands. They were able to get a great contest and may have blocked the shot if he hadn't passed it.
Yeah. Emotions high in this rivalry. Officials have warned some players. It's been a clean play game. But, hey, it's a rivalry. Things are getting hot. Kilgore down the avenue. Baker up and good. That's Kilgore. He's got 6 points. We've got a tie game with 90 seconds left.
Nice crossover from Kilgore to get into the painted area. Nice finish over the top of the defense.
Lance misses on the banker, wanted the call, didn't get it. 5 on 4 the other way. And King wants to settle down and get a good shot. Drew Floyd against Jordan Sigmund. In tight pressure. Phoenix wanted to pressure the King guards. Thought they could be a bit vulnerable. They do, and they are, and there you see it. Rip, drive, steal, score, and a timeout. How about the defensive intensity picking up there?
Yeah, that was great. The Phoenix have been putting pressure on the guards all game, but it's very important to get off the ball, pass it, cut, and get some movement opposed to dribbling. If we would have went back to count, it probably was over 20 dribbles where he was just trying to hold on to the basketball, maybe waste of time. But that's when you're ineffective. You have to pass the ball and run your offense.
Drew Floyd strong to get that clear out past the mid-stripe. Kilgore thought about it. Now he's going to do it. And that's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Crusaders thanks to the extra fight from the reserve guard Latrell Holman.
I think they'll try to get something inside with Hunter here really quick. This is the last, should be the last possession of the half. If I'm the Crusaders, I'll back it out and take one shot and hopefully tie the game going in the half. If not, I'm down 2. But I wouldn't give Renaissance a chance to come back and score again.
Missed shot. Hunter had it stolen. 20 seconds left. The Phoenix calling for a corner shot from Jackson. He bangs it.
Smooth player, Chad. Makes it look really easy. Really good shot fake sidestep for 3.
3 seconds left. Kilgore is fouled, and that will mean 2 free throws. That's the 5th team foul. That's a big one with 2.5 seconds left, Rob.
That's a big one. Bad foul. I thought Renaissance shot the ball a little bit too early, but I love the confidence from Malachi Jackson. Confident shooter, can knock it down. But again, that's why I encouraged King to just take one shot to end the half.
Right.
But you let them come down and score and increase the deficit there. But hopefully Kilgore can knock these 2 down going in the half, and you'll just be down 3 and go from there.
Renaissance is 4 of 10 from downtown. King yet to convert from distance in this game. They're 0 of 6. But the free throw troubles a story in this as well, as King is now 5 of 9 with that miss. Missed them both. 1 second left. Heave at half court. No good. And we go to a timeout at halftime. We've got the principal, Mrs. Strouder, in the house. We'll talk to her shortly. And Barry Cannon is next from Detroit King High School, the athletic director and assistant principal, right after these. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we're your financial guardian angel. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. A new home, a Catholic education, that business you are working to build. We're here to support the goals of your family, your retirement, and the community that surrounds you. We're here to offer your trusted financial services inspired by Catholic values. And like your guardian angel, we'll always be by your side. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. We're here at halftime with the assistant principal and the athletic director of Detroit King High School, Mr. Barry Cannon, joining us here. Congratulations on a great season. You guys have had some great fall success.
Yes.
You roll into the winter. I know it's academic and athletic at King. Talk about some of the things you're so proud of so far in this first half of 2024.
Well, I'm very proud of, like you said, we with a first-year football coach, Mr. Terrell Patrick, very proud of that, man, for us to make it all the way to the final game. Shout out to Zealand West, boy, that wing T, we had a little trouble with that, you know.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, but real proud of that, real proud of the guys. I was very proud also with Terrell Patrick in terms of the students' academic rate on the football team. Man, we got almost close to 75, 80 varsity football players. And once the report card came out in the quarters, because, you know, DPS, we're on quarters, not semesters. And so we only lost about maybe 2 or 3 kids, man. So they're doing it in the classroom, too. So that's a big thing. And the big push at King is for us to be scholar athletes.
Sure. Talk about some of the academic successes as well that you've seen as an assistant principal at King. You talk about both ways and being important to be a two-way student athlete. Yeah. What are some of the success stories you've seen so far this year?
Well, one of the big things is, and I'd like to pay tribute to Mr. Alvin Ward at this time too, because and Byron Skip Willis, some of the great King alums. So they're doing, like, every year they do a Byron Skip Willis scholarship for one of our athletes, of male and female. And so one of the young people that got it this year, Mr. Michael Job, who I watched from 9th grade and just develop into just a great young man. And for him to get that, that was a true testament. If you stick it out, this is what can happen. And this is a kind of a testament to what we're promoting at King, Chad, is for those guys to be, again, and the young ladies too, to be scholars as well as athletes.
And this comes from 15 years at Detroit King and Northeastern High School, proud graduate.
Yes.
And I know Olivet, your university, your proud alma mater, has honored you recently. Congratulations on the accolades.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was a great thing. We're called the University of Olivet now.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, well, when I was there, it was Olivet College, you know, that MIAA school there. And to be coming from the east side of Detroit, and then to make it all the way to being a distinguished alumni, the highest award that can be bestowed, at your college or your university. So I didn't take that lightly at all, man. I was so happy and so proud of that. And then you mentioned Northeastern. Hey, it was funny. A lot of people, I've been at King so long, a lot of them say, well, did you graduate from King? Yeah, I said, well, hey, man, I've been here longer than some of you guys, But, yeah, great. It was a great success. Some of the great people, and I try to honor them. William Winfield would be one. I named the court after him over there at the school. We started a alumni award, Wall of Fame with all the great athletes that came from King. I get a lot of calls like I should be up there too, but so we're working on criteria to make sure folk there. And then just I want to also mention Mr. Clyde James, James Reynolds, Dale Harvell. Those are great King alums. Kelvin Shepard, Fernando Massey, a lot of guys that when I came over to King helped me and made the transition a lot better for me because, prior to King, I was at Southeastern for 15 years. And so over there, and so coming to King, they welcomed me, and so now it's like family to me. I said, growing up, I competed against them, Northeastern and King, and now I'm more of a crusader.
They've converted you.
Yes, they did.
A converted crusader, Barry Cannon, good enough to join us, assistant principal and athletic director at Detroit King. All the best tonight.
Appreciate
Continued
you,
success for you. Way to lead the young men and women at Detroit King and across the city.
Appreciate you, Chad. You do such an excellent job, buddy. And let's just pray for no injuries tonight. And I know we're going to have a great job. I want to shout out to Coach John White, too, over at Rennie. He's doing such a wonderful job with the young people. And, of course, my coach, Coach George Ward, who was with me at Southeastern and came over to King with me after I came over there, too. So I just can't – we're married. I can't get rid of that guy, right?
It's a good guy to be stuck with.
Yeah, he's a great guy, man. Great interview, too.
Oh, he is.
Yes,
good chat.
Yep. So, Chaz, thanks for having me, man.
Thank
appreciate
you,
guys.
Really appreciate it.
Yep.
Back with more as we roll on the Prep pregame show right after this.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
Welcome back. Chad Bush here with Verenda Straughter, the principal of Detroit Renaissance, for a little halftime chat. There's a buzz in this crowd, in this air. I know the weather's sort of taken a little bit away, but man, has this been a fun first half of basketball.
Absolutely.
I know you're a huge fan of it. What kind of spirit did you sense this week in the first week back with this banger of a game on a Friday night?
Yeah, well, we started off in school today with our staff all wearing our matching cardigan sweaters to try to bring, all the students ready for tonight's game and just ready to be back to school since it was the first week back. So everyone was excited to see us all dressed alike today, and then just to try to give some positive energy and some positive vibes to the boys so they could come out here and take care of business tonight.
Yeah, and, this is part of what you guys do here, and I know you're the principal. Obviously, the academic side is huge.
Yeah.
Just to get into this school, just to be a part of this culture, you have to earn your right to get here. What's that process like, and what kind of student athlete represents what Renaissance is all about?
Yeah, so students, when they want to come here, it's an examination high school, which means students have to take an exam in order for them to come. And then have to maintain a certain GPA in order to stay. So it is highly competitive in the academic realm. So we're looking for students who are great athletes and also great students so they can do both sides. So the student athlete is really important here because in order to stay here, you've got to make sure you can handle it in the classroom and on the court and the fields and anywhere else where our students are competing. So we're looking for students who care about everything and a well-rounded student who cares about their future, really is proud of being a Phoenix and wanting to be here. And those are the kind of kids that we're looking for. So the application process opens, they fill out an application, they take the exam, and that's how they get admitted.
Are there any kind of rivalries that you all have, any internal discussions or jabs with the opponent? Like tonight, did you talk to Barry Cannon and tell him, look, man, I bet you, a Dutch Girl donut that we're going to win tonight. Is there trash talking amongst the staffs for fun? Does that happen?
Yeah, sometimes we just try to have fun with it. Not too much pressure on each other, but, even in the principal world, my colleagues, between Cass, very good friends with the principal there, as well as the principal here at King. And so we do a little bit of fun just to, why not? That's what this is about. Just having fun, and then also just promoting, what each school is about and all the good things that students are doing. So, we do it when we feel like it's necessary.
Yeah. Listen, this is a big opportunity for your basketball team tonight under John White in his 7th year.
Absolutely.
A chance to really take control in the lead of the regular season with a win tonight. What does it say about John White to have this program in that position?
Yeah, so, John has been a great coach for us, able to get, student athletes here that work hard and want to be here. We've got some outstanding players who are doing very well. And, he's really committed to the program, and I'm very proud of what him and his staff have done and what the students have done. And I think this is our year. They've worked hard to get to this position, and this is a big game for us tonight. So if we can take this game this evening, the sky's the limit in the PSL for us this year. So we're just excited to be here. It's a very close matchup, which was to be expected, in a rivalry game when all the chips are on the line. So it's expected to be this kind of game. So it's exciting for the crowd that's here to be able to share in something like this, and so exciting in this realm and in our house, So we're just ready to take home the win right here and just, sail our way onto the PSL.
Mrs. Strouder, it's been a pleasure.
Yes.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
We appreciate all the best to your team tonight and your school in the future. We look forward to catching up soon.
Thank you so much.
All right, we continue with second half coverage on the prep. Right after this, it's Renaissance at King next. Chad and Rob back with you for second half action, just like that, in an action-packed halftime in game. And the first possession goes to Renaissance. Rob, what did you notice in the first half? What stood out for both teams and what they did well?
Well, I thought that Renaissance defense really bothered the Crusaders. They forced them to 10 turnovers. They were able to get some easy buckets in transition. When the Crusaders settled in and they were able to get the ball on the block, they were able to score. But this half, they have to take care of the ball, especially being on the road. That can decide the game. And Renaissance, they've done a really good job of just creating those transition opportunities off their defense. And, Stone has been aggressive. I thought a little bit too aggressive. He got to pick his spots and get everybody involved like he's been doing all season. But here he goes there and takes a really good shot to get started, though, for the second half.
Miller gets the offensive reset. 3-ball left wing good. That's Malachi Jackson, who has hit his last 2 threes.
Yeah, Malachi is really good, Chad. I can't say it enough. He doesn't get the credit because the other 2 guys are so good. I think he's just as effective. He can get shots going in a hurry. He's a really good shooter. He can get to the basket, and he makes it look really easy.
And how about the balance in scoring? Miller with 7, 8 in this game the other way. Where are we at here? Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. Those 4 for Renaissance. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're doing it by committee today, which is great. It's not just one guy, scoring all the points, but they're getting all the looks that they want. They just have to get more of them to go down.
8-point lead for Renaissance, who missed a shot from short distance from Stone. Marion Knott, bully ball, missed the shot over the back, out of bounds, back to Renaissance.
I think Knott will get more involved. Referees might have missed one there. He went to the hole strong, got hit, but couldn't deliver the basket. But I think he'll be more aggressive here in the second half. They're going to need his offensive productivity. And if he's not scoring, he needs to get others involved.
Detroit Renaissance started their season in a tournament in Illinois against Milwaukee Juno. They won that game 103-57 as we get a foul called on King. Is that the big boy setting a high ball screen that got busted?
No, that was Renaissance.
Okay. So, but this team 5-5, you look at it on paper, it's not the same team you see on the court in the Phoenix tonight They have played tough competition, but they're doing some things tonight that they haven't done all season. Right block, 3 fouls, back in there. Stephen Jones missed it, and Hunter lost it. Out of bounds, it goes back to Renaissance.
King had a chance there to get an easy layup, 2 misses, and then they were able to, they couldn't get it up on the rim. A lot of times, Renaissance is so feisty, and because they're undersized in some areas, they do a great job of swiping down. That was one of those times they were able to create a turnover.
The hot hand, Jackson gives it up to the corner. Missed shot. Miller got his own miss and laid it in. It's a 10-point lead, the largest of the night for the Phoenix.
Yeah, he's everywhere like air. He is consistent with no matter what happens. He plays the next play. He's super confident and believes in himself, and he understands how to impact the game at all levels, and he's been really good tonight for the Phoenix.
High academic kid as well, getting some D2, D3 looks. Crossover Kilgore, that was filthy. Tough luck miss on the front iron. Sigmund, the lefty throw ahead. Stone, the unselfish pass to the corner. Now he'll reset. Splits 2 defenders, lost it, contact, no call. Big boy, showtime, yeah, kinda. 8-point game, and 22 has shown up tonight. He's got 6, Rob Murphy.
Yeah, they stretched the lead to 10 there. That was a bad turnover. It was able to get a quick 2 points for Hunter. You have to be careful here if you're Renaissance. You got a lead, you can't get comfortable, especially here at home as Sigmund goes down, that gets the foul and 1 to go.
Sigmund with 9 points after that, and here's another look at his attack. And Hunter just not having that basketball sense yet, Rob, to know that you either hammer him or you let him go.
Yeah, give Coach White credit there. He continues to put, Hunter in those screen roll situations. He gets his guards going downhill. He knows Hunter does not have the ability to hedge that effectively, and that's what's been proven, and it's kind of hurt the Crusaders here. If you remember, Chad, 29 seconds ago, it was only a 2-point game.
Right.
And they allowed Renaissance to get some rhythm going into that half. Now it's, turned to 11.
Tyler Hunter down low with another nifty move and finish. Back to a 9-point game, 4.5 left. Here's a steal, Kilgore. Throw ahead to Stephen Jones, up to Floyd, who lays it in. Here comes King on a 4-0 run, and they've cut it to 7 with 4:17 to go.
Haven't seen Renaissance be this lackadaisical with the basketball, especially here at home. They've had some unforced turnovers that have kept King at bay here.
Jackson misses it. Tyler with a big boy rebound. King could keep the run going here as Malachi Jackson gets a bit handsy and gets whistled for the foul. That is 3 fouls now on Malachi Jackson. What a balanced offensive scoring act tonight for Renaissance. But it's King right now making their surge, Murph. How have they been able to do it?
They just, with their pesky defense, Chad, continuing to close out with high hands, slide their feet, create some deflections, which lead to steals. And they've been able to get in transition and score some easy buckets.
You expect this one to stay a little bit tighter than the largest lead that we saw of 11 points a few moments ago. Phoenix trying to claim the city regular season title tonight outright. There's a pass tip and stolen by Renaissance. Another turnover. It's been trouble for King tonight.
One of those unforced errors, and then defense to offense. You get a quick shot from Sigma, but they had an opportunity to deliver on that turnover on the other end.
It's not exactly the same Jordan Sigmund we saw earlier this year, but we know what he's capable of. He put up 33 against Country Day. And it gets tougher within league, doesn't it? Teams start to know your tendencies.
Yeah, well, King is one of those feisty teams, Chad. They're competitive. They know how good he is. So, Coach Ward has challenged his guys all week in understanding the importance of this game, that they wanted to put pressure on these guards and not allow them to get anything easy. And that's what's happening throughout the game. They haven't allowed them to get comfortable.
Tyler Hunter having a breakout game in a big time. There's a travel by Lance after a nifty move. George Ward Jr. said, look, Tyler Hunter at some point, Chad, is going to start doing some things, and we're seeing him tonight as Lance gets busted for the travel.
Yeah, that's one turnover that he caused because of his size, being in the right position and moving his feet. He's been a liability on defense for a lot of part of this game, but he's done a good job of continuing to move and put himself in position to contest shots and rebound the basketball.
5-point game, not for three. No, sir. King is shut out of the three-point line. Saved by Jones, not down low. Kilgore missed it, but he was fouled. He'll go back to the line and look. This could be a three-point game after Kilgore gets done with the freebies.
Yeah, this was a really good hustle by Turner there to keep the ball in play. He was able to get it to Knott, who was able to get it to Kilgore. Really good action there to get themselves an opportunity to cut into this lead.
Free throws have been troublesome tonight for King. They're now 5 of 11 in this game. As we get a look at the big three in the PSL, this is what's on the line tonight. Renaissance, the leader right now, 3-0 in league play. Castech 2-1, King 2-1. There's other PSL games in league to play after this, but these are the three leaders right now. And Renaissance with a win tonight would almost claim this thing and wrap it up. Now, you've got the tournament that has to happen as well, the PSL Championship Tournament at Wayne State Fieldhouse. So there's more to come, whatever happens tonight.
Exactly. Yeah, you want to make sure you can win a regular season championship if you're the Phoenix. This is what Coach White has been building toward over the last 7 years. So if he can win this game, he'll put himself in position to win it. Then you get the City League playoffs, which, again, you'll meet those teams again, and it'll be decided on the floor for the city title.
Corner three, Malachi's done it again. Give him a dirty dozen, and it's extended the lead up to 8. John White wants timeout in Renaissance. Malachi from the corner. The kid's been on fire tonight, and he continues here. Rob and I are back in a moment. This is the Prep.
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
That's George Ward Jr., and he's a guy that loves 70s sitcoms. Who doesn't? Sanford and Son, Jeffersons, and he loves the all-time greatest television father, James Evans Sr. Oh, there's some good television from the 80s and 70s, and George Ward knows all about it. He's got good taste. 5 years at Detroit Southeastern with the Jungleers, took them to the promised land. Didn't win a state title, but took them darn far. He's won a district championship at 5 different high schools and 2 state championship runner-ups. For George Ward Jr. is trying to get his team over the hump, but tonight on the road trying to get him a tough win. He's a darn good coach and leader of young men.
Yeah, very good coach, leader of young men, as you mentioned, CB. Competitive as well, loves to win, does everything in his power to teach these guys how to better themselves in their games every day and how to take themselves and their game to the next level. So I've been knowing George for quite some time, and he does a phenomenal job and is a winner in life.
You bet. Well said. Missed shot for King underneath. 8-point lead. Corner three, Miller no, not with a rebound. And here come the Crusaders with Kilgore being pressured and Lance Stone. And some extra shenanigans. But the foul's going to go on Stone. That's going to be his second foul. Make it his third foul. And here's another look at it. Pressure by the Phoenix.
Yeah, these guys have done a good job all night long of pressuring King's guards. A little frustration there by Kilgore because of the aggression after the whistle blew. But it's a lot of tension in here, and both teams can understand what's at stake. So they're going to compete for this last 9 minutes we have to go.
Whistle and a foul down low. That's going to mean 2 free throws. It's on Sigmund. Renaissance is over the limit, so 2 free throws coming up.
Well, Floyd closed out the Grand Blanc game that we had, Chad, with the free throw line, so he's a pretty good free throw shooter. I know it's been some struggles today from both teams at the line, but he's a knockdown guy, and he can do himself well and his team well if he just knocks these 2 down to decrease this lead.
Knocks the first one home. Of course, Chauncey Willis, the former Mr. Basketball, a Detroit King grad, now at Western Michigan. I know you've had the pleasure of broadcasting him in the college ranks this season.
Yeah, very talented player. George Ward said at King he's the best he had, led him to a city title. Chauncey did a great job on the gridiron as well, was a really good football player. But one of the great King alumni who have went on to play really good basketball. He's one of the most talented guards in the MAC conference this season.
Went his first year to Saginaw Valley. And it's a good story. A guy that elevated from D2 to D1. I know we see a little more of that in these days, but
yeah, he was a little under-recruited.
Big time.
Great talent. You know, it's in his bloodline. His father, Chauncey Willis Sr., was a great player at Northern here in the PSL.
Is that right?
His uncle, his mother's brother, Leonard Bush, who I played against, was a great guard who went on to UAB and played some professional basketball as well. So,
oh, yeah.
So he's a really good player, and he has a little bit of both of them in his game as I see him, as I remember those guys from 20 years ago. But he has a chance to make, you know, have a really good career at Western Michigan.
Knocked it home. Lance Stone makes this an 8-point game, 55 seconds left. This is about where we were at the end of the second before King made their run. Can they make a run here?
Yeah, well, it's going to be tough if they can't make layups and make free throws. And they have to make good decisions. But that's a knockdown from Kilgore right away and answers your question. These guys are not going to go down without a fight.
Kilgore sticks it, and he's got something rolling right now. He's got 9 points in this game. 13 points for Jones leads the way. Hunter has a dozen. Hunter is on the bench. He has 4 fouls right now. Something to keep an eye on. Sigmund against Drew Floyd. Gambled. Sigmund to make it burn from the right wing. No. Put back Lance Stone somehow at 5'7" gets that rebound and gets a chance to bump the lead up.
Yeah, great second chance opportunity here. I thought they went early in the clock trying to close out the quarter, but I love how Stone went to the glass to get 2 hands on that rebound and give his team a chance to increase this lead before the fourth quarter begins.
I know you're big on teams like handling and possessing the ball and finalizing a quarter. Why is that so important?
Yeah, because you don't want to give King now. You went early. You wanted to take out me as a coach. Just take one shot there. If we score here, you go in and you're up 7. But you don't give King a chance to come back and cut right back into that lead. And then if King scores here, they get the possession going into the second quarter. So now they're on a 4-0 run without you even touching the basketball.
4 seconds left. Marion Knott, kick to the corner. 3 at the horn. No. 7-point Renaissance lead as we go to the fourth. A critical shot that could have helped, but Gabe Hawkins couldn't convert it. A lot of game left. Stick around. We're headed to the fourth on a snowy night in Detroit. We're the Prep. Thanks for watching.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Well, the Renaissance, a perfect 3-0 in league play. And looking to close out the blue tonight at home. 2-time Class B state champions, as Rob mentioned earlier. Tawan Porter, a former Duck, is one of the notable alum. And you mentioned some of the others, a long line of history. But Tawan Porter was Pac-12 tourney MVP and a 4-year stellar career with 2 state titles. And he went 93-10 during that run for the former All-Pac-12 Freshman of the Year.
They don't talk about Ricky Paulding a whole lot, Chad.
Missouri's finest.
Yeah, he was the one that really, uplifted this Renaissance program to get it going in the right directions. Also, Chris Field was a really good player as well before Ricky Paulding.
Okay.
But after Chris Fields came Ricky Paulding years later, and he really catapulted the respect into this Renaissance program.
Man, he was good. There's a foul on the floor, and George Ward's going to take that towel off that shoulder and throw it back on it after he wipes that sweaty brow. He didn't like this call, Murph.
Yeah, he understands the importance of this game and how to start this fourth quarter. And each possession in the fourth quarter is a little different. I mean, every possession matters, but when you're in the fourth quarter, it's pretty much closing time in a big game like this, so he understands that.
15-13, Renaissance outscored King in the third quarter. Lance Stone, he's had a few of those just fall off the lid. A frustration foul over the back. That's on Miller. That's the team's first.
Yeah, Stone and also Sigmund has had a few fall off as well. Malachi Jackson is the one that's been pretty steady and consistent, especially from downtown today. So as the fourth quarter moves on, you got to make sure you're knocking down those shots to close out this game.
The attack and the result they wanted from Stephen Jones, also battling foul trouble, but he forces Miller into his 4th foul. In a 6-second span, Miller's picked up 2 fouls, his 3rd and his 4th.
Well, you don't want to lose Miller. He's that glue guy who gets it done defensively. He rebounds the ball. He guards your best player. So it'll be tough with him going to the bench early in the 4th. I'm sure Coach White will be looking at that clock to maybe bring him back about the 4 or 5 minute mark. Just depends on how well King closed the gap, and if they don't, you can kind of buy yourself more time.
10 points, 9 rebounds tonight for Jaden Miller, who just does it all. I know why you love him so much. All right, 5-point game, 7:05 left. It's about what we expected, Murph, just about a minute into the final frame.
Yeah, well, you have to make sure you execute here if you're Renaissance. Really good curl screen there. They were not able to get that layup to go down. I thought Stone should have jumped off 2 feet, maybe made an extra pass. But what you do when you miss layups is like turnovers. You put him in transition, and now not being as crafty as he is with his body, he was able to get to the scoring area, get his body on the Renaissance player, and draw a foul. So he'll go to the line here for 2.
Brandon Flint picked up the foul against Marion Knott. And Flint has picked up his 4th. So foul trouble, a storyline throughout. 3 team fouls already for Renaissance. A chance for King to get in the bonus here.
Yeah, well, King, if they continue to execute defensively, get a couple deflections and steals and get themselves in transition, they'll keep putting the pressure on Renaissance to decrease this lead. It's always pressure on the home team as you get it deep into the fourth quarter when it's time to close out the game. So they need to continue to put the pressure on Renaissance.
Knott misses the free throw, splits the pair. 4-point game, though. King chipping away. Throw up top, nearly stolen by Kilgore. Jump shot from 16, no good from Alonzo Harris. And here comes King looking to cut it to 2 or 1. That's the man, Stephen Jones, to the rack, and he's fouled going up. And who's it on? It's on the man on the floor. That's Flint. And I think that is his 4th. That's 5 on Flint. His day is done.
Now, I give Stephen Jones a lot of credit today. Coach Ward, over the season's time, has begged him to get off to good starts and stay aggressive throughout the game. Outside of him picking up a couple fouls and spending some time on the bench, I think he's done a phenomenal job of putting his impact on the game. And he's cutting into this lead here at the free throw line with these 2.
Knocks them both down, cuts it in half. Lo and behold, it's a 2-point game. We'll take a quickie timeout from Renaissance High School. Oh, the Friday night, mid-January, heating up. Glad you chose us on the Prep. Thanks for watching.
Look, Run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
The King Crusaders, 9-2 on the year, 3-1 in league play. A chance to play for perhaps a tie of the regular season title tonight. 800 for this school. It's got a storied history in athletics and academics. George the Iceman Gervin, a 1970 grad. I know you know the Iceman well.
Yes.
Well-storied career at Eastern Michigan, where you and I both have history. He's a good one, but 7 regional championships. The most recent was in 2000. But Martin Luther King is a formidable basketball school, and George Ward Jr.'s restored that here in his time.
Yeah, it was had some great years under Coach Benny White as well.
Absolutely.
Who worked for me at Eastern Michigan. He did a great job doing his tenure there. But overall, yeah, King has been one of the premier programs in the PSL for over 40 years. And you mentioned George Gervin. Fortunate for them, he's one of the greatest players that ever come out of Detroit. Not just King, but just one of the greatest scorers, probably the greatest scorer to come out of Detroit in the history of our storied basketball.
That's Stone twisting and twirling his way to get to the free throw line to try to double the lead right now. It's down to 2. And this was once an 11-point Renaissance lead with 4:35 to go in the third as we get another look.
Yeah, that was a great drive by Stone. Again, I would like to see him jump stop and maybe pass that ball. It's been a lot of one-on-one basketball, and I know they play that way all season. But when it's not going for you one-on-one, you have to make sure you get some movement, some motion, create some mismatch opportunities where you can develop some offense for your teammates. Jackson has been most consistent. If I'm Coach White, I'm looking for him. If I'm Lance Stone, I'm looking for Malachi Jackson. He's been hot all game.
So 4 fouls now in this game for Hunter, for King, and Kilgore Jr. now. Meanwhile, a fine finish, and it's a 1-point game with 6 minutes left in the contest.
Yeah, Stephen Jones is just, putting his game into his own hands and is doing whatever he can to will his team to a victory, offensively and defensively.
19 points for the talented junior as the pesky defense continues for King on this side of the court.
It's hard to beat a pesky competitive defense playing one-on-one basketball. Renaissance has had a lot of success, especially here at home, playing that way, just using their skill and will to beat you. But this team is in help. They're sliding their feet. They're defending well. So you have to get some movement in order to get something really positive and effective on the offensive side of the ball. And there you see a turnover there off the trap. But just too much overhandling and too much dribbling has cost the Phoenix right now.
Lance Stone turns it over. And the turnover troubles have been on the other side of things tonight. Typically, it's been King not able to hold on to the basketball with 14 turnovers. All right, a chance for King to take their first lead of the night, and not on this possession. It's a turnover. Hawkins shuffled the shoes.
Yeah, really good find in the corner by Floyd. Hawkins was a little bit in a rush, right idea. Wasn't going to settle for the 3. Nice, drive, but he just shuffled his feet. Unfortunate there, they turned it over.
One good turn deserves another. 1-point Renaissance lead. Lance Stone double teamed near midcourt. Ball stolen, not ahead. Floyd and King has their first lead of the night on the Floyd lay-in at 53-52 with 5 minutes to go, Murph.
Yeah, pesky defense here. You're going to have to. Oh, Sigmund right on time there, too. What you're going to have to do when you're playing against a competitive defense, Chad, I can't say it enough. You have to get off the basketball, get some action, whether you're passing, cutting, getting some movement, maybe get it on the block, but you can't beat this defense one-on-one. Sigmund at that point, he did a really good job of finding the crease and getting to the rim, but more times than not, that's not going to happen.
How about the steal, the pressure the other way, and King doing the same kind of deed in the pressure, and then you see Sigmund with a big-time play and finish.
Yeah, well, he's a big-time player, so at this point in the last 5 minutes is closing time. He hasn't had a great game scoring, but he's has the ultimate confidence in himself and he believes that no matter what time of the game it is, he can deliver for his team, and that was an example of it there, being the fourth quarter. Big bucket, so let's see what happens from here.
Very balanced scoring, Murph. 15 from Stone, a dozen from Jackson, a dozen for Sigmund, and 10 for Miller. I mean, that's ideal, right? I mean, you've got options tonight that feel comfortable scoring the ball if you need it.
Yeah, you have options, but all of those points, although it's been balanced, it's been still one-on-one basketball, and that's what the struggle is about. Nobody has, taken the onus on themselves to say, I'm going to sit back and make sure I get somebody some easy shots. Fortunately for them, they're in the game. This is the way they play, but it can cost them here if they don't be careful in the last 4 minutes.
All right. 1 point lead for the home team. Marion Knott changes that with a little bully ball in the paint. King +1.
That was Draymond Green light. I'm going to catch it at the foul line. I'm going to read the defense. If no one comes to help, I'm going to use my body and my strength to get to the painted area in order to score.
Sigmund. And that's a foul. Third team foul. One more to give, but not many more to give those fouls. That's just the second there, but King does have two players with foul trouble. Hunter with 4, Kilgore with 4. Meanwhile, Flint and Miller have 4 for Renaissance with 4 minutes left in this game. Lance kick, corner, dangerous, and it almost cost him. Braylon Stinson with a free safety breakup. Third down.
Yeah, I guess the ball screen action is not working as much for the Renaissance because Hunter has been out the game. And once the big is out, you can switch everything. They've decided to trap the ball screen or either switch the ball screen, and it's been super effective here in this fourth quarter.
They attack the big. The biggest of the bigs they have on the court now with Steven out, and it's a score for Sigmund. 1 point lead regained by the home team. Dead spot left 3, no good from Gabe Hawkins, and Marion Knott resets it and gets another possession for the Road Crusaders.
Determination, grit, second chance opportunity.
There's a nice pass to the corner and a travel by Hawkins as he hit a streak in that floor. Turnover, King.
Right idea. I like how Hawkins, looked to attack the rim there. He did shuffle the feet, have to come to a jump stop and balance, but he had the right idea to get in the paint, either to score or kick to his teammates for an open 3.
So Tyler Hunter will check back in with those 4 fouls. So King riding with their size late in this one. Sigmund says step back jumpers beat size here. 3 point lead for Renaissance. Sigmund starting to catch fire in this game, Murph.
Yeah, well, he's aggressive. He scored the last 6 points. He believes, and I believe, we all believe he can will his team to victory if he gets the opportunity. That was a big-time mid-range pull-up for a knockdown there.
16 points to lead the way. Layup, no good. Missed from short range from Stephen Jones. Lance Stone with a buzz in the building. Malachi Jackson, no good. And now King with a run out. Stephen with a step-through Euro that cuts it to 1 in transition. And George Ward Jr. wants timeout at 65-65 outer drive on the city's north side.
Big miss from the corner by Jackson. He's been knocking that down all game. But what's most important, you have to get back if you're the point guard. I know Lance Stone was probably cutting in that situation, but you have to get back. Defensive balance is important. You can't give King an easy 2 at this point in the game.
Jones with 21 points. King getting those easy transition looks you talked about. And now they've gone with some size with the 6'4" Knott and the 6'8" Tyler Hunter in the game. How do you like that counter by George Ward Jr.?
Yeah, well, I like it because you get a chance to protect the rim. You get a chance for a second chance opportunity with Hunter being down low. I love Knott being the facilitator. He's a great basketball IQ. He can find guys and he can score it. And at this level, he can use his body to get to the foul line if they come to pressure him. So I like the lineup. It's all about execution now for both teams as we close out this game.
So a 1 point game with 2:25 to go. The regular season title on the line. If Renaissance wins, they go to 4-0 in league play, pretty much lock up the regular season title in the PSL Blue. If King wins it, there's all kinds of chaos. It's a 3-way tie for first, and they'll share it. Fun thing, right?
Well,
Sharing it with two other teams.
I tell you what, Coach Ward wants the chaos, and Coach White wants it to be over. Trust me. And both of these guys on fight to the finish. They're both aggressive over there on that sideline, and they want to win. And I know Coach White, after 7 years of building this program, this would be just as huge as the Cass win was. This would be equally as huge for him.
That's former state champion head coach from Detroit Crockett, Rob Murphy. Missed shot. 3. 1 point lead for Rennie. 2 minutes left. Rip drive, Floyd kick to Stinson, no. Stick back, Steven, no. But a foul's called, and Steven Jones, crashing glass, gets rewarded.
Yeah, that second chance opportunity. Steven Jones has made an impact. You know, really good rebound there. And he's been really good from the free throw line as well. But you know, Coach Ward has, you know, called his number all season. It's not a better chance for him to deliver than to be here at Renaissance tonight with the Phoenix being on the road.
Miller fouled him, and Miller's day is done. 5 fouls for Jaden Miller, the superb junior guard. And so that's a big loss. And free throw to tie it, and it does.
Well, that's a big free throw there, be able to tie the game. I know when he got fouled, Coach Ward put his head down. I'm trying to figure out that was he trying to get some advice from Jay Alexander over there on that foul. I don't know what was going on, but they had a conversation. But good, Steven Jones has stepped up and put his team in position here to win the game by taking this lead.
Timeout on the floor, 2 minutes to go. King has jumped back in the lead. There's the commish, Jay Alexander. We'll take a timeout from Detroit. We're coming back with a 2 minutes of bliss. Don't miss it on this snowy Friday night in Detroit. Thanks for watching. We are the Prep.
My time to shine. He took over. He got it. Splash. And that will put some gauze on it. Thought they were having a lot of fun, dishing it off to each other. The dunks were happening, just a good time.
We are the Prep. Follow us on social media. If you'd like a broadcast, let us know. We're for hire. We're for everybody. A company of the people. info@theprepsports.com. Shot up, counted, and the foul! Oh, a big-time play by the power 4 guard, Jordan Sigmund, who's had a killer fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's done the most damage for Renaissance throughout this quarter. One thing you can't do is let him go left. You got to cut that off, but he got to a strong hand, used his body to get the contact, and he's such a really good finisher around the rim, so he was able to deliver for and one. Big shot coming out of that timeout. Great execution by Coach White in the Phoenix.
You bet. 4 fouls now on Jones. 23 points for Jones, the leading scorer. Free throws good, 2 point lead for Renaissance.
Got to come down if you're King and get something good here. That was great execution from the Phoenix to take the lead back. Now it's King's turn to deliver.
Point guard Floyd Drew against Sigmund. Marion Knott. Start, stop, the big on the run. Glasser, good! Oh, Marion! Ties it at 61 with 84 seconds left.
This is high-level execution from both teams. I love the move by Knott. He was able to do a little hesitation left, act like he was going to back it out, and then just put the gas on it and went and finished. Went through contact to get that. Thought it could have been an and one, but he tied the game, and the referees are going to let the players decide, which is great.
6 points, 6 rebounds for Marion Knott. Tied at 61, 1:11 left. Make a wish.
Can't let them go left no matter what you do.
Sigmund does go left. They allow it, and the long corner jumper gives him a 2-point lead with 60 seconds left. You warned him, Murph.
Yeah, I did, and he's scored the last 8 points. It's hard to stop him, especially going left. He got to his spot. He's a master of the mid-range. Baseline fadeaway for 2, big shot.
Sigmund with 21 points in this game. Crowd buzzing, and that's a travel. That's a travel. George Ward wants an explanation, and John White loves it.
Yeah, he shuffled his feet there on the drive. Didn't take his time, was in a rush. Steven has been aggressive all game. Not a good time to make that mistake, but now you have to go into this timeout, focus on your strategy to get a stop. Couple of traps, see if Renaissance will turn it over. I would try to keep it out of Sigmund's hand. He's been hot. But then as the clock winds down, too, if you don't get a trap or you don't get a turnover, you have to foul and have to play the free throw game to close this game out.
Hey, we've got some new swag. 16 different brands. We rolled out a store, G-Brand, our partners. And check out our apparel today, gbrandusa.chiply.com/theprep. And some good brands, and we're proud to carry it online. George Ward Jr., his team down 2 points. And Renaissance basketball, what do you do now defensively for King?
When you get them to try to turn the ball over, Chad, obviously you don't have to take another shot if you're Renaissance. I wouldn't. I would play the foul game and make them foul me, go 4 corners, use my quickness and speed to keep the ball out of their hands. But if I'm King, trapping the ball immediately, I'm trying to get a tie-up, maybe a deflection on a pass that can lead to a steal, to lead to an early transition bucket. But you don't want to wait too long to do that. You want to give yourself a chance to have some time to score, so you want to foul as quickly as possible.
There you see it, the big 3 of the PSL with Rennie leading the way and Cass and King right behind him. Renaissance already with a 30-point win over Cass this year. Cass with a win over King. Sigmund thought about it. Pass knocked away. Stone holds. And a foul is given. That will put Stone at the line with 2 free throws, 27 seconds left. That's the 15th foul, and it happens from Braylon Stinson.
Well, Stone is a proven clutch performer. I'm expecting that he'll go down and shoot these 2 and knock these 2 in. Renaissance has done a really good job of answering the bell for the last 3 or 4 minutes of this game. So it's going to be tough for King if he didn't miss, but they did get him to miss 1. Now it's a 3-point game. Now you can strategize, maybe call a timeout and figure if you want to get a quick 2 or you want to go for a tying 3 if he knocks down this free throw.
Stone has 9 points at the free throw line tonight. He was 9 of 11 coming in. He missed them both. King could tie with a 2, take the lead with a 3, 18 ticks to go. Floyd sets it up. And a timeout. George Ward Jr. wants to take it. We'll keep it right here. It's too much fun to go to a break. King basketball, 14 seconds left. They get it back. And, wow.
He didn't like what he saw there. You know, Coach Ward was going to let him play. Maybe you had that momentum as you coming up. Renaissance had an opportunity to extend the lead. Stone missed 2 free throws. Now you give King a chance to come down, execute something to go up 2. And maybe even a 3 could win the game. But if I'm King, I'm going early as possible because you want to get that second chance opportunity at an offensive rebound. And in case you miss, you can play the foul game again and get yourself another possession. So it's very important to go really quickly here, whatever you come out of this timeout with offensively.
Is it an attack mode? Are you trying to get to the rim? Is that plan number 1? What kind of actions would you like to see here?
Yeah, well, for me, you want to get to the rim. You're in the bonus. You get it to not. If it's me, you get it to not. You see what he can get aggressively going to the rim. He has the strength and the ability to score it at the rim, but he also makes good decisions that he can kick it out. They put Hunter in the game as well, which is great. So that gives him a chance to get a second chance opportunity if they miss. But no matter what, if you miss, you got to get fouled. You got to foul quickly to play the free throw game.
All right, here we go. 13 seconds left. Drew Floyd's got to go. 10 seconds now. Floyd against Sigmund. Out to Jones. Jones with 4 seconds left. Had it stolen by Lance Stone. And time's going to run out in this game. 63-61. Detroit Renaissance wins it on a Lance Stone steal to clinch the victory. And Renaissance in line to claim the regular season title.
Yeah, that was a great finish, great stop, great defensive stop. Stone is very competitive. He missed 2 free throws, so him being able to get that stop sure means a very lot to him. Unfortunate for King, they didn't get a shot at the rim, but it was a great finish. Got to give Sigmund a lot of credit. The last 4 minutes of the game, he was pretty much unstoppable. Even when King took the lead, he delivered. I thought Malachi Jackson was solid all game and kept Renaissance afloat. But really good PSL battle. Really good win by Renaissance. Congrats to John White for putting himself in position to win a championship.
You bet. We'll have our G of the game when we come back. Lots of choices. We'll find out who it is. Here's a look at the final play, and Lance Stone makes it. And he's definitely in the discussion for the G of the game.
Yeah, it's nothing like, you missing 2 free throws, feeling how you let your team down here on your home floor, and then get that big stop, slide your feet, and get a steal to seal the game.
Back with more right after this. First, life gives us many. From buying your first car or first home to starting a business, Alliance Catholic Credit Union is here for you every step of the way. From checking and savings accounts and youth accounts to auto loans, mortgages, business needs, and financial planning. A full-service financial institution with over 70 years of experience. We're committed to serving your firsts, seconds, 50ths, and every day in between. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here. Detroit Renaissance wins it to go to 6-5, and more importantly, 4-0 in league play, and take sole possession of the PSL Blue. Yep. We're joined by Mr. PSL from a year ago, Lance Stone. I guess you're still Mr. PSL, right? Yeah. Until they name another Mr. PSL, which you're hoping it's you.
Yeah, I'm trying to win 2 in a row.
Yeah, how about it? Let's go down to the last play. And defensively, you made a play late. Take us through that and what your mindset was going into that play.
We up 2, 30 seconds left to begin with. I got fouled. I should have made the free throws, missed them. So I told my team in timeout, I'm going to make it up to you. I'm going to make it up to you. I knew they was coming to me. I had their best player, so I had to make a play, and I made it. Got the steal and won the game.
Explain this season, and look, the record 6-5. You have played tough competition. I know you guys have tried to get it all together. How big is this win in bringing it all together?
It's a big win because we just won against 2 of our rivals in the same season. I don't know when's the last time that happened, but that's big for us. And 4-0 in the PSL right now, and like firm control to win the regular season championship, going into the PSL tournament. So that's big for us. We didn't play good competitions. Our coach says it's 22 games to prepare you for 7 in the state championship run. So anything to prepare us, that's what we got to go through. The record don't define us. We work it out.
Jordan Sigmund, your teammate and buddy down the stretch, was big, wasn't he? Talk about his game.
Fluid, guard. He's as smooth as you're going to find. Mid-range threes, he can really do it all. I know when that moment comes, I know I got somebody with me that's ready to go at all times. And I seen him hit one down the stretch. I was like, oh, it's going to be bad. He's not missing the rest of the game. He did it. Yeah.
He sure did. Now let's talk about you. UAD Mercy commit.
Yes.
Mark Montgomery, the head coach, who I know you know very well, and your family. Your father is there as well.
Yes.
How cool is that going to be to be there when your father's there as an assistant coach?
I've always seen my dad coach. My dad's never coached me in my life. So,
is that right?
Yeah, so college is going to be the first time.
Neat.
So, yeah, I hear all the great things. I've seen all the great things, 2 state championships in high school, all the college experience he has. So it's going to be his first time coaching me. And Coach Montgomery, he's been talking to me since 9th grade when he was at Michigan State. Always told me he loved my game, always came to games. So for him to get the job at Detroit Mercy and take me, that was big.
Well, congratulations to you on the Scally. Congratulations on the win tonight in the driver's seat for the PSL championship. Great job, Lance Stone.
Thank you.
Mr. PSL, he's trying to get 2. One's not as fun as 2.
Yeah.
Big night for him, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and most importantly, the game-winning steal when the game was on the line. We'll catch up with you down the line,
Thank
man.
you. Yep, I'll see you.
All right, that's Lance Stone. We're back to wrap it up with Rob Murphy right after this. Your Catholic faith, it's at the core of who you are, what you do, and the decisions you make. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we make your faith and finances work together. From home needs to business needs, from school to retirement, we've got the financial well-being of our Catholic community covered. Visit us today and see how your faith and finances can work together. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
A game that saw a little bit of everything. Maybe a breakout for the big man, for King. A fine game for Tyler Hunter. So many guys to talk about and think about and playmakers in this game. Malachi Jackson. Rob, it was fun. We saw all the stars come out tonight as well here at Renaissance.
Yeah, it was a great game, starting with King. Stephen Jones with 23 and 9. He had an incredible game. Unfortunately for him, his last 2 possessions, he turned the ball over, but he had put together a great game to keep the King team in it. Every time it was getting away from him, between him and Hunter, they made plays. I didn't think we saw enough Knott. He got in foul trouble early.
Yeah.
But moving on, you got to give Renaissance credit for protecting their home floor. Jordan Sigmund, in my opinion, just put the ball in his hands the last 4 minutes and delivered. I thought Lamonte Stone did a really good job on that defensive stop. Getting 5 assists along with his 15 points was huge as well. And he's probably under 50, chasing that Michigan Athletic High School Association record for assists. So really good game by the home team, and they protected their home floor tonight, Chad.
Yeah, good call. He is closing in on the state record for assists. Lance Stone, forgot to ask him about that. A lot of things to talk about. Look, this is a season for Renaissance. You look at the record, 6-5 now. but they've got wins over Cass. They've got wins over King now. And that's got to give you a little bit of solace, right, as a coach and as a program that, yeah, there's an asterisk next to that 6-5. We played some tough teams.
Yeah, they played some tough teams, and they've been on the road. The most important now for them is the PSL. They're trying to win this regular season championship. They'll compete for a city championship. Those losses that they had early on, along with the wins, will prepare them, because ultimately a team here with Coach White in year 7, they want to make a run and try to win a state championship as well. So everything that they do day in and day out is having an opportunity to get to the Breslin in March, and they're in pretty good position now after winning this game today.
We will see Renaissance tomorrow afternoon against East Kentwood, as they will not get much time to celebrate this one. They'll try to celebrate it tomorrow and continue the party in Grand Rapids. We will have coverage of that game. And meanwhile, King, I mean, you got to feel like King has to still feel good about themselves, despite losing to Cass, despite losing to Renaissance. As a coach, can you use that to your benefit, though, when you get closer to PSL tournament season and the districts?
Well, you know, King has a young team, so really they're not, I shouldn't say they're not supposed to win, but, you know, it's Renaissance time, and Renaissance was at home tonight. But for them, they've had a heck of a year now, being 9-3, 4-2 in the league. And again, you talk about the players. Nada continue to get better coming off that injury and get more comfortable. But Stephen Jones stepped up today. I thought Drew Floyd was really good as well. Kilgore couldn't find his shot. He didn't have the game that, you know, we expected that he would have. But all in all, this will be a great game to learn for Coach Ward and his staff, and continue to motivate them to get better as they close out the season and get prepared for March.
4 scores in double figures for Renaissance, 10 for Miller, who fouled out, to go with 10 rebounds, a double-double for Miller, 21 for Sigmund, 12 for Malachi Jackson, all from distance, where he went 4 of 8. And Lance Stone with 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. Didn't have his best shooting night, 3 of 13, but did it in other areas, and ultimately won him the game with a final defensive stop and steal. That's going to do it for today's coverage. Murph, another pleasure, another fun night. And we got back-to-back drama, fun high school basketball. Pleasure to do it with you, sir. We'll do it again very soon. A talented crew captained by Alex Westfall, your executive producer Kyle Buchanan on camera, Brad the Boss Ross on a camera, Evan Westfall on replay, the Hunt Man, Rob Hunter. Shortest distance to Renaissance. He cheated tonight, but he's on graphics. He's doing a great job. CJ Easterling on audio, Pat the Stat on statistics, Austin Sonnenberg on statistics, and our social media director. Chris Armani Rose on the floor. Thanks to Connor Patty as well, our intern. For my partner, Rob Murphy, my name is Chad Bush, saying so long from Detroit Renaissance. Final score, Renaissance wins it 63-61.